Hi and welcome to this video about SoftIron's HyperCloud monitoring app. This app provides an instant HyperCloud Grafana dashboard like the one you can see on screen. The app is deployed as a VM with Grafana, Prometheus and HyperCloud Exporter pre-installed and configured. Grafana is a popular open source tool for anyone who needs to monitor or analyze data in real time. It allows you to gather data from many different sources and create dashboards that allow you to visualize and make sense of your data quickly and easily. Here is a list of all the sources Grafana is able to query from. We'll be using Prometheus, which is a popular option. Prometheus collects monitoring metrics and data from an endpoint and stores it in a time series database. It can be queried with Prometheus's query language, PromQL. Both Grafana and Prometheus can be configured to send an alert when a threshold is exceeded on a configured metric. The app also includes our HyperCloud Exporter Python package, which connects to HyperCloud's XML RPC interface, gathers the monitoring data, and creates an endpoint to serve metrics to Prometheus. In the rest of the video, we'll install the app, which will be available from the SoftIron marketplace in HyperCloud. Once you've downloaded the app to your instance of HyperCloud, you'll notice a new VM template has been created. Click the template and then click Instantiate. This will bring up the menu where we can configure the new VM. So we'll start by giving it a name. We can change the resources defined under capacity and disks if we need to, but the default values are sufficient. If we scroll down to the custom attributes section, we'll see the options we need to fill in to configure the app. The first option, cluster name, is used by Prometheus as a label. You can leave it as default if you're only monitoring a single instance of HyperCloud, but if you want to monitor more than one instance, you'll need to give a unique cluster name per instance so you can distinguish between the instances in the metrics. The XML RPC URL field is where monitoring data will be collected from HyperCloud. By default, the interface is on port 2634/RPC2. The username and password are used for authentication to HyperCloud by the exporter. It's best to use an admin user. If the user is restricted, then the exporter will only see the metrics that the user is able to see. Most of the other custom attributes can be left to their default values, but I'll explain what each of them does. Log level is used by HyperCloud Exporter, so you can change the verbosity of the output. Most of the time you can leave it to info unless you want to troubleshoot something. The force HTTPS option can be set to false, which disables HTTPS verification when interacting with the XML RPC interface. I'll need to set this to false as I'm using a temporary instance, but you should set this based on your own environment. Custom CA bundle is used when you have a self-signed SSL in place. You can upload your CA bundle to the VM and set the path here. Below this we'll see Grafana configuration. Grafana's admin username and password can be set here. And the final attribute lets us specify if anonymous users can view the dashboard without logging in. Finally, we'll need to give the VM a network interface. And we'll need to make sure this is on a network where HyperCloud's XML-RPC interface will be accessible. And we'll also need a security group to allow access to the right ports. That's all the configuration we'll need to set up for this app, so we'll head back up to the top and click the big green Instantiate button. Once we go to Instances VMs, we'll see the new VM we've created. And we should now be able to navigate to its IP address on port 3000. And we can see Grafana is responding. It may take a minute to load the first time. And we can see the dashboard is now loading properly with all the data present. This cluster doesn't have much going on, so we'll just switch to another cluster so we can see some more exciting charts. At the top of the dashboard, you can see a few different metrics about the cluster and everything that's been added to it. You can also see how well the cluster is currently performing with the resource allocation and usage available. Across the top row of the dashboard, we have some metrics about the cluster and everything that's configured. And we also have some information about the total allocation and usage of the cluster resources. Below, there's some graphs that show the CPU and memory and the allocation and usage of each host in the cluster as well. Below this, we can see some charts on the left-hand side that show the networking, and on the right, we can see the storage usage information, including current reads and writes. If we scroll back up to the top and collapse the cluster section, we can see the host section below it. These are the metrics for a specific host, and we can change which host is being displayed with this drop-down. That's all for now, so thanks for watching and I hope you like the app.